You know that feeling when you're thinking through a problem and that little voice in your head suddenly isn't so little anymore? You start muttering to yourself. It's a habit a lot of us have, but we hardly ever talk about it. Well, today, we're going to dig into why that habit might just be a sign of something pretty amazing.
Oh, come on, you know you have. You're home alone, you're looking for your keys, and you start narrating the search. Okay, where did I put them? Then someone walks in, and boom, awkward silence.
Yeah, pretty much all of us have been there. For a long time, talking to yourself was seen as this kind of quirky, maybe even embarrassing habit. But what if we've been looking at this whole thing completely wrong?
So, let's just flip that idea on its head. Because according to a whole bunch of psychological research, this isn't a sign of being scattered or confused. It's actually the total opposite. It's a sign that your mind is focused, efficient, and really getting down to business.
And this right here, this is a game changer. It's not just an opinion, it's what the science is telling us. The simple act of saying your thoughts out loud is tied to a brain that can sort through information way more quickly and effectively.
So here's the bottom line. When you talk yourself through a tough spot, you're not lost in confusion. No, you are actively building a bridge to get out of it. You're giving your brain a powerful tool to untangle all those complex thoughts.
Okay, but how? How does this actually work? What's going on inside our heads that makes our own voice so incredibly powerful? Let's get into the science of it all.
It seems kinda like magic, right? That just speaking a thought can take it from a jumbled mess and turn it into a crystal clear idea. Well, it turns out there's a very real, very logical reason for it. So here's the secret sauce. Your brain's hearing system doesn't make a huge distinction between your voice and someone else's. An internal thought can be kind of fuzzy and abstract, but a spoken word, that's concrete data. It becomes a real instruction, a command your brain can actually grab onto and work with.
This whole process really boils down to 3 key psychological ideas. We're going to walk through each one: verbal processing, self-directed soothing, and something called metacognition.
First up, verbal processing. Just imagine, your thoughts are like a big swirling cloud of stuff. When you speak, you're forced to reach into that cloud, grab one thought, and shape it into a sentence. That simple act turns all that internal chaos into something structured your brain can actually analyze. Next, we have self-directed soothing. Have you ever told yourself, okay, just calm down, or you got this? The sound and the rhythm of your own voice can literally have a calming effect on your nervous system. It helps you manage stress and anxiety right in the moment.
And finally, the last piece of the puzzle, metacognition. This is just a fancy way of saying thinking about your own thinking. When you hear your thoughts out loud, you kind of become an audience member for your own mind. It gives you a little distance, which helps you spot flawed logic and just get a much clearer perspective.
All right, so talking to yourself helps with focus, clarity, and even keeping calm. But guess what? The benefits don't stop there. There's this really fascinating link between this little habit and our own creativity.
It seems that people who are comfortable with self-talk are often really good at using 2 completely different modes of thinking, sometimes even at the same time. It's kind of like having 2 powerful tools in your mental toolbox instead of just one.
So on one hand, you have thinking in words. It's logical, it's step by step, it's analytical, perfect for making a plan. But on the other hand, you have thinking in images, which is more big picture, spatial, and out of the box. That's where creativity and intuition live. And talking to yourself, it helps build a bridge between the 2.
And there's actually a name for this. In psychology, it's called dual coding. When you can process information both with words and with pictures, you create this much richer, deeper understanding of whatever you're working on.
And when you combine these 2, man, the results are pretty incredible. This ability is linked to way higher creativity, better problem-solving skills, stronger emotional control, and even a better memory, because you're literally creating more pathways in your brain to find that information.
So let's bring it all together. It's really time we stopped seeing this as some weird little quirk and started seeing it for what it actually is: a powerful, built-in superpower for thinking better.
If you take just one thing away today, let it be this. The next time you catch yourself muttering your thoughts out loud, don't feel weird about it. Realize what you're actually doing. You're engaging in a high-level brain process. You are literally talking your way to a clearer mind.
And that kind of leaves us with one last question to chew on. We're always told to quiet our minds, to find silence. But what if? What if the real key to unlocking our potential is to finally start listening to what we have to say? To ourselves,